Hello and welcome to Adventure Sean, and what is going to be the hardest video I've ever filmed across both of my YouTube channels, because today I'm here in New York City at Ground Zero and the memorial and museum for 9/11, the terrible attacks that happened on September the 11th 2001 and that nearly killed 3,000 people. I'm going to be starting off by having a walk around the memorial just here that was completed in 2011, and then I'll make my way into the museum, which is in the building just over at the back there, that later opened in 2014. I'm not going to be doing much talking throughout this video. It's going to be very different to what I'd normally do, because unless you've been here, and I'm sure there's some people that have and can relate to how I'm feeling right now, but it's not a nice feeling. It's sad, it's upsetting, and it's the hardest video I've ever filmed. So you'll just have to excuse me on the fact there's not going to be much talking. I'll show you the things, what I am allowed to film inside the museum. I know there's quite a lot of it what can't be filmed, which is completely understandable. And yes, let's walk around the memorial, and as we can see here, these waterfalls that represent the two towers. There's one just here and another one behind the trees just over there. And as we can see, the names of all the people that lost their lives in 9/11. Of course, One World Trade Center, the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. That's going to be a separate video where I'm going to be going to the top of there. I'm actually doing that straight after the museum, and that'll be completely separate, where I'll be heading up to the observation point of One World Trade Center. Unless you've been here, you won't know how I'm feeling right now. It's the most emotional thing I've ever seen. Like, this is the point of my life where, you know, I felt the most sad. It really is. The atmosphere around here is unlike anything what I've ever seen before. A little bit about the area then. So the museum itself, you have to pay to go into, and all the funds that are made from that help to keep the museum running. And yeah, that's a paid entrance for that, and like I say, I believe the entrance is just round to the right hand side. We'll head round there shortly after we've looked at the waterfall over here for the other tower. But to come to the memorial itself, it's free to walk around here, of course. It's not barried off or anything. You can get straight off the subway and come and walk around here. I can't hear much noise coming from these over here. It doesn't look like the waterfalls are on this tower. This is the hardest video that I've ever filmed. It really is. Yeah, the waterfalls turned off there around the side, still on down in the middle. And here we get an unobstructed view of One World Trade Center, the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. And it's a beautiful day to be going up there today. It's very cold here in New York on this trip, as I've mentioned in the other videos, but the sun's been shining every day. When you look at all the other buildings around this area, it really makes you realise just how tall One World Trade Center really is when you look at the size of these next to it. So this is the entrance to the 9/11 museum, and I'm going to be making my way in shortly, but before I do, like I said, there's not going to be much talking, if any, inside. I will film everything that you're allowed to film. I know there's quite a lot that you can film, but there's also a lot what can't be filmed as well, to respect the privacy of everyone involved. Also a bit of a viewer discretion as well. Some of the things in there, some of the scenes, what are going to be in this video may not be suitable for a younger audience, so viewer discretion is advised from this point on. Now you can purchase tickets from the booth just over there, or you can buy your tickets online, like I have done this time. So yes, I'm going to make my way inside. There's a security checkpoint just through the doors, it seems, and then I'll make my way to the museum. When you see it from outside here, you might think the building itself is very small and it won't take you that long to get through. But from what I've read online, obviously most of the museum is underneath where I'm standing now. It's in the foundations to the Twin Towers. So yeah, it's going to take me a good couple of hours, I'd imagine, maybe 2 hours to walk through. So yes, we'll head inside. And as I mentioned, there'll be not much talking, if any, from now on.
I began my day in typical fashion. I was at the corner of Broadway and Rector Street.
And I just remember turning on my TV.
So I made my way through the security screening and came down the escalator, as you saw there from the footage. As I mentioned outside, I'm not going to be doing much talking at all throughout this. I really didn't know quite how I was going to feel coming here, but it really is one of the most sad and upsetting places that I've ever been to in my 25 years alive. But it really makes you appreciate what you've got. there's nothing that can prepare you for what you see inside here, and these steps just here are known as the survivor stairs, where hundreds of people manage to escape.
My cousin, Jill Ann Metzler.
My son-in-law, Michael C. Opperman.
My nephew, Olaf Oliva.
Aquí tuviste un atentado terrorista y los 7 que han venido detrás han sido 4 chavales fruto de la historia.
Blocks to be clear for the center, it meant disaster. The little businessmen on Cortlandt Street have fought for 2 years in and out of court, but apparently to little avail. The Ajax Wrecking Company of Long Island City moved in its equipment today.
At 12:30, you go right back to work. Because if you went down to lunch, had to wait in line to get on the elevator, it'd be probably 1:30 before you.
No, van a estar ahí. ¿Esto qué era? El motor de la revolución. Como que entró la torre no fea, bajar tiempo y no.
So after taking a look at the South Tower excavation, let's take a walk through the North Tower. Now I've just made my way up the escalator and back outside from the museum, and I've just got to say that that's the hardest video I've ever filmed across both of my YouTube channels. It really is. Walking through that museum and seeing the various different artifacts and pictures and videos throughout there, it's tough, it really is, and it's very upsetting. Now what I wasn't allowed to film in there was quite a lot actually that you're not allowed to take photos and film. There's also a couple of cinema rooms inside with some videos. I think one was about 15 minutes, the other one was 11 minutes, one of which sort of telling you about all the events and how they unfolded, and another one about the rebuilding, and that one, you know, it ended quite positive, showing of course One World Trade Center that is now complete round here, and there's all sorts. It's a bustling area again round here with the fantastic new building that I'm looking forward to going up very shortly. And like I said at the start of the video, that's going to be in a separate video here on Adventure Sean. But yeah, walking through there, I'm really glad that I've been to see it. It's something that I wanted to do here in New York and see it in person. As much as it's hard to do, I'm glad that I've managed to share this moment with you guys, and you've got to see it as well. But I definitely recommend, if you are coming to New York, come here to Ground Zero. It's very hard, it's a tough thing to do, and just walking around here, and it really is. I'm going to wrap this one up. Of course, thank you for watching. Make sure you check out my various other videos here from New York. I've been up to the top of the Rockefeller Center, the Empire State Building, and I'm just about to go up the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere, just behind me, One World Trade Center. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you for another adventure here on Adventure Sean.